So I was thinking last night while I was just chilling on Twitter, uh, as much of a cesspool as it is, just watching, scrolling through, about just how games we're doing now. And I came across a tweet, or the Twitter thread that said, I couldn't find the Twitter thread. If I can find it, I'll add it. But it basically was saying how bad Battlefield 2042 is. And I never realized just how bad they're doing. This right here is Steam charts, and this is as of today's date, which is April 13th, 2022. This is just awful. Game was released in November 2021, where it started out with 51,299 average players. And then it peaked at 100,000 players. And then from November, when the game was released, to December, it peaked at 47,000 players. And then the jump from December to February is just absolutely insane to me. How I don't understand how bad the game has fallen. As of right now, the game has an average player rate of 1,422 players, which is just insane. And it got me thinking, why did the game do so bad? If the beta was so successful, the beta was one of the, if I remember correctly, it was one of the most successful games of 2021. Or at least non-released out of betas. I know it did more players than Vanguard, or I'm fairly certain it did, and I am fairly certain it had less players than Halo, but I'm not 100% certain. Anyway, so yeah, I was just trying to figure out why, what it was doing, or how it did in comparison, Just thinking about it. I gotta say I just don't think that there's any content in there. From what I remember, I don't believe they've added any new guns, and I don't think they've added any new patches or anything. The game is still super laggy. The servers were shit last time I played, which was a month ago, because I just canceled my EA Play, and I'm not gonna pay for the game fully just because I don't have that kind of money right now being in college. But yeah, it's just awful. And then that got me thinking, how's it doing in comparison to Call of Duty Vanguard? This was as of I believe it was the 10th of April, so 3 days ago. The average player count for Call of Duty, all titles, is 13,424. And no matter where I try to look, I can't find any, specifically Vanguard games, or specifically COD Ghost, or anything like that, unless I use Steam charts, but Steam charts doesn't work for Call of Duty Vanguard, and I looked for about an hour, and I just stopped looking, so I'm just going to go off of the number of 13,424 average, just to decide if that's what it is, and whatever, it doesn't really matter. But then you look at their thing, and they have average, or top countries. 19% of their fan base is playing in the US. 15 is in the United Kingdom. It just doesn't make any sense to me as to how this can happen, unless I'm completely mistaken, and this is just stop counting for or since Modern Warfare, which I don't think it did, but either way, that's crazy at how bad games are. And then that got me thinking, overall, what about games as popular as Fortnite, for example? How have they dropped off? And I gotta say, I'm extremely shocked with what I'm noticing. It's obviously on a much larger scale and nowhere near comparable to the rest of these other two games, because Fortnite's actually a super popular game, while the other two are semi-popular, and Call of Duty will always be popular, but if you look overall, it's not. But I just think games overall are having issues right now. This is their 12-month stats as of, or looking from April to the last 30 days. In April of last year, at the peak of COVID, they had 285,000 active monthly players. And then that dropped over the last year to 271 million active players per month, with a peak of 33 million active to 24 million active. Now, unless I'm just totally misunderstanding what this is about, or these statistics, it's just crazy. It is actually insane that these games are losing so many players, and I don't know if I should be shocked or not, because Fortnite, the game is super fun. I recently started playing it again. I even got my girlfriend to play it, my cousin and I we've just been having a blast. It's just insanely fun. But I don't understand what's going on right now with video games in general. Look at Elden Ring. Elden Ring has like an average player count of 735,000, I think was the max that I looked up. And it, like, obviously it's a different kind of game and not really comparable to like Battlefield, because as I've seen on Facebook numerous times where people and Twitter and all these, where these people are saying that like if any video game will show the proof of why Battlefield sucks, the Elden Ring will be the one to do it, and which I don't think is true. I just think Elden Ring is that good that it. I don't know. I just think that Elden Ring is that good that it does prove, like, it just doesn't prove that Battlefield failed. I think that if you look at the numbers of Call of Duty at like 15,000 or 14,000 in comparison to the numbers of Battlefield had a whopping 2,000, it's just crazy. I just don't understand what, like, it caused Battlefield, as they've been like launching this game out for the last year, and even the trailers that I saw last year when they first were coming out were amazing to watch, and I was super excited, and then it just like shit the bed. I don't know what they did. Like, obviously they can add more content, you know, maybe to more like regular game modes, but I don't know what happened. And I had fun while it lasted, but like I'm not gonna grind out a game for hours and hours and hours on end if I'm not having fun, and there's no point. Like, I don't know. I was just kind of thinking about that today, and it got me thinking, what the hell is happening? And yeah, that's pretty much all I got. Thanks.